What we're going to do now is actually use the function editor to create animation. And we're going to make a ball just bounce up and down. Very simple, very basic. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure I'm in my drawing view. And let me grab my tools real fast. And I'm going to make sure that I can create a shape. Let me go ahead and grab the right thing, of course. I'll grab an ellipse. And I'm going to draw a ball. And what I'm going to do is move that up a little tiny bit. And I'm also going to fill it in with a color. So let me go to my properties and grab a color here. And I'll grab my paint bucket and we'll click in there. I'm also going to get rid of the stroke or the outline. I don't want that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the function editor after I add some frames down here. So as you see, this is our drawing. And I'm going to right click right here in the first frame of the timeline and add a keyframe. And then I'm going to go to frame 30. And I'm going to right click. And once again, I'm going to add a keyframe. And just to be fancy, I'll add a keyframe right in the middle here. So we have 3 keyframes for this drawing. I'm also going to extend the exposure for the drawing as well. So I'm going to go to the end and I'm going to add the exposure here so that the ball will appear on all 30 frames. Now let's go ahead and use the function editor to actually make this thing bounce. So I'm going to go to my window menu and I'm going to choose the function editor. And I'm going to click this button right here so we can see all of our frames. And what we're going to deal with is the motion path. We're going to make it work on motion here. And in our projection, we're going to choose it north and south. So what I'm going to do, move this out of the way so we can see what we're talking about here. Here's the position of the ball on frame 1. It's right at 0. And nothing's happening here. There's nothing happening at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the one in the middle and I'm going to move it up. So that it's on the north, I'm going to go up 2. Okay, 2 grid spaces on the north. And you know what? I'm actually going to get a little fancier here. And I'm going to add some extra keyframes. So I'm going to go to frame 7. And as you see here, I click anywhere. I can click anywhere at all to go to whatever frame I want to. So I'm going to go to frame 7. I'm going to add a keyframe there by clicking the Add Keyframe button. And I'm going to jump to frame 23 and add a keyframe. And I think I'll go to frame 11 and add a keyframe. And frame whatever that is and add a keyframe. I just want to really show you that you can do a bounce here. So on frame 0, the ball is here. And then I'm going to move the ball up. Let me go ahead and zoom out so we can see everything. And I move the ball back down here on frame 11. Move the ball up a little higher on frame 15. Bring it back down at frame 20. We'll bring the ball back up here. And we're going to go ahead and see how this animation plays out. So once again, we are on our north and south projection. We are working with the motion path of the ball. Alright, so let's go ahead and close the function editor down. And let's go ahead to frame 1 and manually scrub to see whether we have any actual animation. And of course, it would be nice if I went to camera view. I do that all the time. So let's go to camera view and let's see what we have. And look at that, the ball is bouncing. Just using functions. I'm going to hit return so we can actually see a preview. So, as you can see, you can use the function editor to create very cool animations just by using the functions to change the position, the rotation, the scale, and even the horizontal and vertical scale of something.